everybody, my name is Brittany and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very interesting video for you guys. So a little background about me. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents growing up. And my both my mom and my grandfather have MS, or multiple sclerosis. My grandfather had this very quiet determination about him, and he was incredibly strong right up until he passed away late last year. But one thing that I remember from when I was young, I remember it very clearly. One thing, I was always closer to my grandmother than I was to my grandfather. My grandmother is still alive and well, thankfully. But my grandfather and I, one thing we always used to do together was we would play cards. That was something that he absolutely loved to do. He loved all kinds of card games. I don't think he ever got more upset than when someone trumped his ace. But anyway, my grandfather and I used to play cards for hours. We would play almost every time I went there to see him. And so I thought to myself that maybe I could make a video in honor of my grandfather and also at the same time come up with a fun TBR game. So I thought, why not combine them both? My playing cards with my grandpa and choosing my TBR. So I came up with this little TBR game. I don't have a name for it yet. I think I might just call it Playing Cards, Choose My TBR, maybe? I don't know. But in either case, so this is how it is going to work. So I'm going to shuffle the cards. Okay. And I have removed these 4 cards. They are the 2 red and blue just quality assurance cards that come with the deck, as well as the 2 jokers I have removed. Okay. So I have this little thing here, this little list here. So it says Ace is a chosen one. So I have to pick a book with a sort of chosen one trope, I guess, or something, or story. Jack is prince, so I have to choose a book that has a prince in it. Queen is a beautiful cover. That's pretty self-explanatory. I have to choose a book with a cover that I find beautiful. King is a book with more than 500 pages. Again, self-explanatory, choosing a book with more than 500 pages. Hearts is romance, so I have to choose a book with a romance in it. Clubs is friendship groups, so I have to choose a book with a friendship group or a group of characters that kind of get together. Spades is Halloween characters, so I have to choose a book with like witches or ghosts or werewolves, you know, your typical sort of spooky Halloween creatures. And diamonds reminds me of things that are glittery, and nothing glitters to me more than fairy tales, and so diamonds is a fairy tale retelling. So now that you know all that, how this is going to work is I'm going to shuffle the cards again, and then I'm going to draw cards until I come across one of those cards. So whether that be an ace, a jack, a queen, or a king, and that will determine my TBR book, what I read. Okay, so I'm doing this. This is going to be my July TBR. Okay, so Grandpa, I hope you're looking down on me. I hope you're proud. Okay, so I invented my own card game. That's awesome. think he would be proud of me. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to draw. Boom. Second card out, I have drawn the Ace of Hearts. So that means I have to have a book with a chosen one trope type thing and a romance in it. Okay. I have now drawn another ace, the Ace of Spades. So I have, man, this is going to be a hard one. I have to find a book with both a chosen one kind of story and Halloween type characters, witches, werewolves, ghosts, etc. It's going to be a hard one. So every 2 cards, I'm going to shuffle the deck again. Just make sure that it's well mixed. Oh. Next, I have drawn the King of Hearts. So King is a book with more than 500 pages, and Hearts is a romance. So I have to choose a book, fantasy book with a romance in it that is more than 500 pages. And so because I chose a king, I'm only going to draw 4 cards. Normally I would draw 5, but because I chose king, I'm only going to draw 4 because a book with more than 500 pages takes me quite a while to read. So, okay. Yes, I still haven't drawn one. Still drawing. Holy moly. Ah, there we go. The Ace of Diamonds. So Diamonds is a fairy tale retelling with a chosen one kind of story. So that is perfect. So I'll just show you. This is all the other cards that I drew that were not on the list. And yeah. So I have these 4. Showing you my hand. So this is my hand for my July TBR. Okay, it is time for me to go pick out my books. I will be right back. All right, everyone, so we're back. So, if you recall, I've set these 4 cards aside. So, I'm going to start with the first card. So, this card was one of the ones that I picked. This was the King of Hearts. And if you remember, King was a book with more than 500 pages, and Hearts was a romance in said book. And so the book that I chose for that is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. I've been wanting to read this for a while. It does have more than 500 pages. In fact, it has exactly 500 and hang on. $513 pages. So this is going to be very interesting. I've heard that there is a romance in here. I don't know if that's true or not. I know there's definitely a marriage in here. Obviously, it's not the most, incredible marriage, but it says here on the back, it says A brilliant debut and full of everything I love, a sparkling and fully realized heroine, an intricate and deadly system of magic, a searing romance that kept me reading long into the night. So, if that is by Sarah J. Maas, who we all know has some romance in her books. So, yeah. So, this is the one that I picked for the King of Hearts. Okay, next up, the Ace of Hearts. So, if you remember, Ace was a chosen one kind of story, and Hearts is, of course, romance. So for this one, I chose The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This is going to be on my July TBR as well. So I am quite excited to kind of find out what happens in this book, and I'm hoping that this little TBR game will encourage me to do more reading throughout the month and try to finally meet my TBR. That's one of my goals. I've never been able to actually meet my TBR, so I'm hoping that this will help. But anyway, I digress. The Cruel Prince by Holly Black is the Ace of Hearts. Next up, we have the Ace of Diamonds, which is, if we remember correctly, a chosen one and a fairy tale retelling. And I thought, what better of a chosen one than Peter Pan? Peter Pan is an incredible story and is definitely, to me anyway, is definitely a chosen one type of story with Wendy and everything. And so I chose for this a Twisted Tales fairy tale retelling, Straight On Till Morning, by Liz Braswell. It is part of Disney's Twisted Tales series. This will be the first book that I will be reading in the Twisted Tales series. And it says, what if Wendy first traveled to Neverland with Captain Hook? And I am beyond excited to dive into this. And last but not least, we have the one that was the most difficult, and that is the Ace of Spades. So the Ace of Spades is one with Halloween characters, so werewolves, vampires, etc., ghosts, witches, etc., and also a chosen one type of character. And I've already started reading a series with that kind of character. I've read the first book, so I figured why not just move on to the second. And the second book is The Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness. The first book is A Discovery of Witches. I know there's a TV show that's been made out of this. I want to see it so badly, but I don't want to watch it until after I have finished reading the books. I am super excited. I am absolutely, I loved the first book. I gave 5 stars. So I'm so excited to see where this book goes and if it holds up to the first one or not. Yeah, so that's it. That is my July TBR, picked by playing cards, because me and my grandfather used to play playing cards. We used to play with cards. We used to play card games all the time. And so this video is in honor of him. My grandfather's name was Alvin Martinet. Rest in peace, Grandpa. We love you. We miss you. And so hopefully you're proud of me for coming up with my own card game. And I am very excited to use this TBR game each month going forward to not only remember you, but also to help me pick my TBR for the month. Okay, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video and learning a bit about me and my grandpa and playing this little TBR game with me. And I will see you all next time. Alright guys, bye!